Hey, what's up YouTube? You're tuning in to howtoplaystock.com. My name's Kepley. Today is January 19th, 2017. In today's video, I wanted to cover the topic of an investor's mindset. Okay, now what got me thinking about this was the fact that I'm going back to school right now. And, I think this is partially due to my age and my experience in life so far. But I've noticed and I've observed that the colleges, the education system itself is set up so they teach you how to be an employee, okay? They don't teach you anything about the essence of time, the importance of it, how to free up more time to do what you want to do so you can focus on your strengths rather than your weaknesses. All they do is they teach you how to be a robot, and there's nothing wrong with that, okay? I don't have anything against being an employee. I'm an employee myself right now. You can utilize being an employee and working for someone else and trading your time for money. You can utilize that to your advantage, okay? And what I mean by this is it's all about the way you think, okay? It's a thought process. Now, there's a big difference between the way investors think and, just your everyday average employee think. There's a huge difference there, and I'm going to explain the difference here. An investor's mindset, they specifically look at time and how they can be the most productive with their time. Okay, I'll give you an example real quick. For instance, with myself, I'm going to school for a drafting and AutoCAD technology degree. This is so I can acquire skills to go into the workforce, get some experience as an employee. Alright, now however, I'm going to school and I don't agree with the education system. I don't agree with the way they teach you. It's just basically, do this math test, do this, do that. It's very instructional, which is fine, if you're trying to pass a class. But in the real world, it doesn't work that way. Okay, you have to be quick on your feet. You have to be able to think through problem solving and have some common sense, which these days is not so common. Basically what you have to do, for instance with myself, take myself, use myself as an example here. I'm going to school and they teach you just how to basically be an employee, and what I'm doing is I'm creating a YouTube channel around everything that I'm learning in school, and it's creating passive income for me. Okay, now that is an example of an investor's mindset, because I'm utilizing my time in the most efficient and most productive manner that I know possible, even while I'm going to school and taking tests. Alright, I'll give you another example real quick. Your average employee is just going to trade their time for money or currency, and they're going to set up a 401k account for investing, and they're going to hope that they have enough money at the very end, from someone else managing their wealth for them, that they'll be able to retire and they're not going to outlive their income. However, an investor takes it one step further. Okay, they may work for someone else to acquire the experience, and then they pay attention, they observe everything going on around them, how the operations work, what company standards are, what the CEO does as far as being successful. They pay attention to these kind of things, and they just absorb it and soak it in, and then when they leave that company, because they've got it in their mind already what they're going to do, they just haven't done it yet. So what they do is they absorb all this information, and I know this because I do it too. Alright, and that's what investors do. They do stuff like this, and it's just a different mindset. So they'll pay attention, they'll absorb and learn as much as they can in the workforce, and they'll apply it to their own company. For instance, like they'll build their own company on the outside, and they'll take everything that they're learning being an employee and apply it over here, to their business. Those are examples of an investor's mindset, okay, and utilizing their time, because here's the thing. You want to create passive income, and the best way to do that is through investing. Alright, it's through the stock market, putting money into different companies. It's through building companies yourself, and you know, providing jobs, taking advantage of other people's time and utilizing that instead of your own. Okay, and in doing this, you build wealth, tremendous amounts of it, because you take, you basically take the compounding effect and use that as leverage. All right, so I just want to shoot a video on it, and the differences between an investor's mindset and an employee's mindset, because going through school right now, it's really hard sometimes to sit there and listen to these teachers, lecture you on how to be an employee and what you have to do to just basically get a job. It's really hard to listen to sometimes, and the reason why is because the people that are teaching the classes, they're employees as well. Okay, so basically I'm taking instructions and I'm learning how to get a job and be a robot. I'm learning how to do that from somebody who's making, $40,000 a year. I'm gonna make probably 10 times what they make, out in the real world, without having to teach a class to a bunch of people and say, here, pass my test. It's a joke. I mean, it really is. I don't want to knock the education system that much, but there's some things that really need to change when it comes to what they're teaching us. And so it just got me thinking about, being productive and utilizing your time to, the highest potential that you can acquire when it comes to, making use of your time and making the best of it. Because here's the thing, guys. You only get one life to live. I keep on talking about this, and it's the truth. Money and currency cannot buy you time back. So what are you going to do with your time? That's the main question. What are you going to do? When you wake up in the morning, and you roll out of bed and you're going to work, or whatever it is you might be doing, at the end of the day, look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, did I do everything that I could do with every single minute that I had in the day? And did I do it, in the most efficient manner possible? Ask yourself that. I mean, I don't know if you've asked yourself that before, but I know I have, and in doing that, it keeps that drive alive, keeps you wanting to, because there's times where I've asked myself that question and I've taken a step back and I'm like, you know what, Casey? No, you haven't utilized your time to the most efficient manner possible today. And then what I end up doing at 9:30 or 10 at night, I'll sit down and I'll start working on my company, or I'll start working on an e-course that I'm putting together. I'll do things. It makes me sleep better at night knowing that, okay, at least maybe I wasn't the most efficient with every single minute of my day, but I did some things that were productive. And you get into this habit of doing things that are productive, that help you for the long term when it comes to creating passive income. Because the key is creating passive income. And if you have a strong focus on that day in and day out, it will come true. Okay? I'm doing it right now. I'm living it. And I'm shooting videos on it. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so, because in my YouTube channel I have playlists that cover all of what you need to do, and things that you can start doing to take advantage of passive income and freeing up more time for yourself. All right, but again, it all comes down to the investor's mindset and thinking of ways, not so much oh, I don't have this or I don't have that, but thinking of it in terms of, what do I have to do to get it? What do I have to do to get that car? What do I have to do to get that lifestyle that I want, where I don't have to worry about currency and I don't have to worry about trading my time for money? So those are just some tips for you to get you thinking like an investor, because I would say that's probably about 50% of it when it comes to building wealth. At least 50%. It might be a little bit more than that, because the whole thought process is going to create new habits for you, and creating those new habits is going to help you become a much better investor, and be more patient with yourself so that you can start building that wealth. But that's all I have for today. These are today's investors' investing tips. You're tuning in to howtoplaystock.com, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so.